Hello, my friends and fellow VEDSies. It is day 15, and you know what that means? We're halfway there. No one else is in the right demographic to remember that song, are they? I barely remember it. I wasn't actually allowed to watch that show. This is always the hardest part of VEDS. You know, we're getting busier and busier, and a lot of the good ideas are already done or halfway finished, and there's still so many days and so much editing, and you're getting tired, and so today's the day for challenges. And so here I have 6 challenges, one for each of you should you choose to accept. Obviously you do not have to. A lot of these are very random, but were inspired by things that I'm interested in that you guys have talked about or haven't, and I just still want to hear you talk about it. And I also know that I personally like when people individually do shout outs. So shout out challenge time. So for Abbey, in one of your really early videos, you were talking about how certain adaptations of stories use their very specific medium to tell that story. The one I'm remembering off the top of my head right now is Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. So what I wanted to challenge you to do was to find an adaptation that you think used its medium to its fullest potential, and just, talk about it. What did you think was cool? What did you think was clever? What needed to be changed? Adaptation is cool. Adaptation is cool. That's a real insightful response, Tessa. Now, Alicia, my challenge to you is you have shared with us before about your writing process and your process as a singer, but you're also a songwriter. So I want to hear you talk about that process. Are there influences that you really consciously gravitate towards? Are there influences that you realize you subconsciously picked up on? Are you a person who writes the lyrics first, or do you write the melody first? I'm just curious, and I want insight into your magnificent brain. Caleb, I want Janice's entire life history doubles. I'm kidding. I did write an entire joke about this, but I'm fine. For everyone else, Janice is a character in the campaign that I am playing with Caleb. He's just a side character who I latched onto way too much, not justified. I just love the grumpy wizard. It's a trend. No, but your actual challenge is still related to the game, so not completely off topic. Essentially, I want you to pick a category of things. Myths, movies, fruits, songs, whatever you're vibing with. And just like how we determined which of the characters in the game would be which member of the A-team, I want you to do that, but with whatever category you choose. And, explain why. That would be fun. I would like to know why we're the different things. Just for fun. Graham. I don't remember which video this was because I did not have time to go look for the exact moment you talked about this, but in one of your videos you were talking about Elvis's later stuff and his covers and how you thought they were underrated. And so I wanted you to talk about that more because I like Elvis and I thought that'd be interesting. Maybe pick one that you really enjoy or one that's especially silly or a top 5 or I don't know. I want to hear more about that. I think it would be interesting, and I know that you really like that. So, if you wanna, you could do that. James, when I think of the things that we have in common, aside from VEDS, obviously, I think of Disney and I think of big Broadway musicals. So I thought it'd be fun to, combine those two things. What I essentially was thinking was that you could pick one of the Disney musicals and just talk about it. How did they change things? What did they keep? What did they hey, get rid of, how were things tweaked, what do you think about it, what were the effects like. I am sure you can come up with something fun if you want to do this, and I think that it would be really cool. And Jeffrey, I didn't think about the timing of this, but you mentioned in your last Into the Woods video that you were going to need to figure out what you wanted to do, and I'd already written this challenge, so it was perfect timing. So my challenge for you is just to pick a musical that you've never seen, never listened to, and just listen to the soundtrack and tell us what you think. I'm not saying like commit and make this your next project, just experience something new and tell us what you think. So yeah, those are the challenges that I came up with for each of y'all. I thought it could be fun. Obviously you don't have to do it. You could do someone else's if you vibe with it more. Just figured I would get some ideas out into the ether for us to play with. All right, my friends and fellow VEDSies, I will see you